Do you know the number one thing that is holding every single guy back outside of his own mindset? It's women. It's the girl he is dating. It's the woman he's pursuing. Women overall hold men back in so many ways. And the crazy part is men allow it. Literally, men allow women to hold them back because they're not even realizing the woman is holding him back. And you know what happens whenever you do allow a woman to hold you back? And then in hindsight, you start looking at all the puzzle pieces and how you sacrifice this for her and you stop doing this because of her. Guess what happens? Regret. I've never met a man who didn't regret allowing a woman to hold him back. And so within this video, I'm gonna show you in all the many ways that you are allowing and sometimes subconsciously allowing women to hold you back and why you should never ever allow this to happen. Now you may think that I'm perfect, but the truth is I'm not. And I personally have had the same experience. I have allowed women to hold me back. In fact, I think one of the biggest reasons why I always bring up me moving to Miami. One of the biggest reasons why I haven't moved to that area is because I was catering to the interests of a woman because that's not what she wanted to do. But then I started thinking, I was like, okay, I'm catering to her, thinking about what she wants to do. Now, from that perspective, what she wants to do, does that benefit me in any type of way? No, right? Now, what I want to do, obviously that would benefit me in terms of my career, in terms of my network and other aspects of being in a new area. Also just personal growth. Does that also benefit her? Absolutely. If she's with me, she indirectly benefits. If I stay in the same place because that's where she's comfortable, that does not benefit me whatsoever. That just benefits her. And so once I realized this, I'm like, bro, I'm actually allowing a woman to hold me back and I don't even realize it. Now, there's some phrases in which I can tell already if a man is allowing a woman to hold him back. If he says any of these phrases, best believe he is allowing it. First off, happy wife, happy life. How many times have you heard that one? If she's happy, we're happy, I'm happy. This quote is basically suggesting that as long as a woman's happy, everything else is fine. Your personal happiness or what you desire for yourself or even your professional career doesn't matter whatsoever. That's a lie. Also, whatever makes her happy. What about you, bro? What makes you happy? What do you want to do? These are questions we also have to ask ourselves. And then as long as she's happy, oh, I'm just kind of going about it as long as she's happy. Or I really don't want to do this as long as she's happy. You see, women don't even realize how many sacrifices and negotiations, if you will, men make to make them happy overall. And that's fine in some cases, but you have to ask yourself too, what are you doing for your own happiness? And also, what is she doing to also satisfy your happiness or career development or progression? Is she also having that negotiating factor, or does she just complain and cry about the stuff that she wants and wants you to just comply fully to her? If that's the case, that is a huge red flag. Now, I wrote down some stuff here and I really want this to hit home for you guys. And that is catering solely to the desires of a woman means she's likely taking something away from you. Also, it's a way of a woman controlling you, and that's by supplicating to her feelings and emotions. Hear that, guys? That means likely she is taking something away from you. And what is this? This is something that we want usually for ourselves. Now, guys may think that a woman can only hold you back when you're in a relationship. It's not the case whatsoever. In fact, a woman can definitely hold you back whenever you're single. So now we're gonna go through and I'm gonna tell you all the ways in which if you're single and if you're in a relationship, how a woman can hold you back. The first one, if you're single, is chasing a woman who doesn't like you. She is holding you back now because truth is with this one is you're actually holding yourself back because you're unaware of the fact that she just is not interested. And so you're now spending time, energy, and potentially even money. And then that all in hindsight just leads to a waste. Hopefully you guys are only pursuing and interacting with high interest women who actually find you interesting and or attractive. If that's not the case, then you are indirectly allowing a woman to hold you back. Also, prioritizing women over your purpose. Now, as somebody who has gone on plenty of dates and used dating apps and teach all about dating, I'm heavily invested into the whole idea of just women in general. But even though it's become my job, and I'm heavily invested into helping other guys succeed with women, it still has not became my entire life. Why? Because even in my own personal dating life, it's always been an 80-20 rule. 80% is my purpose. I do what I have to do. I focus on what I have to finish on. And then on the back end, after I'm done with my work, if I have the time, 1, 2, 3 days out the week max is when I spend time with women, be it the woman I'm dating or maybe a new woman, right? Now, it's crazy to say, but I truly have never prioritized a woman over my purpose, even though I have more dating experience than most of you guys watching this. Now, in regards to a relationship, here's how a woman can hold you back, and that is you conform to her frame. Her frame is basically a list of her wants, habits, and desires. Whatever she wants, you're there for it all the time. Doesn't matter what it is, even if it means sacrificing your own desires, wants, or needs. Her emotions, you cater heavily to her emotions. You know, if a child starts crying, you give them the bottle, dress them up. However, your woman could be very emotional too. She can cry, she can be upset, and what do? You conform to that. It's the equivalent of putting a bottle in a baby's mouth, except for this time, you're just doing what she wants you to do. Once again, even if it means supplicating or taking away from your own happiness or desires. Also, we got losing passion for your purpose and goals. I came across this Twitter post and it says in quotes, "I don't want you to get all muscly," my wife said. She said this before I got all muscly, now she likes it. Plot twist. And the comment was, "Women loves muscles, don't let them fool you." Guys, this is an example of his woman holding him back from self-improvement, just purely improving towards his purpose. You know, the guy wanted to work out, get in shape, start building muscle. His wife was like,
"Oh, I don't want you to get all muscly."
And she didn't even know that she even liked it. That's why also, I'm not gonna get too red pill on you guys today, but you must listen to, or you must actually pay attention to a woman's actions and not always listen to what they say, because they will sometimes sabotage the relationship if you always just listen to what they want.
Please don't go to the gym. Don't do the cardio. Don't go to fat boxing class. I don't want you to learn how to fight. I don't want you to learn how to protect me. Don't get all muscly. Don't get all, ripped and handsome so that these other women can start looking at you.
But lo and behold, she actually ended up liking it. I'll tell you another story too. I had this guy who I met through social media, and he's like the lover boy type. He always was like in a relationship, posting her on social media, having these lovey-dovey quotes. And you go to her Instagram and like nothing was there. And so based on that alone, I could tell the dynamic of the relationship. But this one case, I saw him in the grocery store and I was like, "Hey man, how you been? How's everything going? You still doing your social media stuff? You still, working on your business? What you got going on?" And he was like, "No man, I don't do any of that anymore. I'm trying to find a job now." I'm like, "What happened?" And he was like, "Oh, my ex, bro." I said, "What happened between you and your ex?" Well, I ended up moving to a different state for her. And not only that, I'm not sure if it was because she told him not to or because he just sabotaged his stuff, but he stopped doing the social media stuff. He stopped working on his business. He stopped posting content. And in part, it was because of the woman who he was dealing with. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the stuff does come to the woman who you're dealing with. Ideally, you would want a woman who's an asset, who builds you up, who gives value to you, doesn't take away, doesn't, allow you to stop achieving your goals, especially doesn't make you want to move all the way across state for her and only her. It should be the opposite way around, right? Because usually as a man, you're the one who's going to be providing the most value, ideally, right? But like I said, time and time again, I have seen a guy completely stop doing what they need to do because they were trying to appeal to their woman's needs. And that simply held them back. And in hindsight, guess what? They regretted it. Now, how do you fix this? How do you stop allowing women to hold you back? First off, place boundaries. Place boundaries in terms of the woman who you're dating, the woman who you're seeing, and or the woman who you're vetting, going out on dates with, meeting new women. Placing boundaries on yourself too. These are the dates in which I will see a new woman 1-2 days out the week. These are the time frames I will do so. Only after my work is completed, only after I've gone to the gym. These are the things I will not allow any woman in my life to say or do. And also, I will always put myself first. That is the simplest way I found to not allow a woman to hold you back, is to always have that mindset, I will put myself first. Yes, I will consider her needs. Maybe there's some room for a negotiation, but at the end of the day, I need to put myself first, because me putting myself first actually benefits you. It benefits us. Me putting the woman first benefits her and doesn't benefit me, and thus that will sabotage and end the relationship.